Admiral life goals. How do you find the time to work a job? 500 sat sent using Podfriend.
Good.
I think this was actually a good thing to talk about because we do have some new people who, haven't joined in from
That's true.
day
From
dot.
day dot.
So give me your life story, Juan, in a minute.
In a minute.
Yeah, just the general stuff.
As in, like, out to, like, to explain to people, like, what our general, like, life is?
Just you.
Dang. Yeah. Okay. Very quickly, born in Colombia, came over to Australia in 2001, September 26. Lived in Sydney for a little while, moved up to Brisbane, lived here ever since. So 20 years, I think, in Brisbane, basically.
Yep. So you came when you were 9 years old?
That's right, correct? 9 years old. Studied, learned English here, studied engineering, became an engineer, got sick of that, went into some other stuff in tech world. Started the podcast about 2 years ago, and in between there, just enjoyed traveling, dancing, and lifting. Lots of lifting. 11 plus years of lifting.
Yeah.
So that's basically in a nutshell. What about you? How would you explain it in 1 minute?
I usually just say, like, pretty standard bloke, I think. Pretty standard bloke. Born in Brisbane. I'm pretty Aussie as can be, I guess. My dad's family is, as far back as I know, Australians, like born and raised here. Mum's from New Zealand, but don't really have that much New Zealand culture in me, and it's pretty similar to Australia. So that's sort of like my heritage. Born and raised in Brisbane, been here all my life essentially. Was a pretty shy kid.
Traveled. When was the first time you traveled?
Well, I mean, I was traveling to and from New Zealand a lot.
That doesn't count.
But yeah,
outside New Zealand.
So first time I traveled properly, was 2018. So I was 25, 26.
Yep.
And very similar to you. Like we met each other in high school, so we've known each other since we were 13, so 16 years now. And did engineering, sort of conquered a bunch of fears that I had. So those probably like the most interesting part about me, I guess, is the way I would conquer them. And
he was
a strong word.
He was very much a pussy face.
Yeah. Oh, huge.
100%.
Huge. I would not be able to talk to girls. I would not even be able to say like hi to people on the street. It was a crushing anxiety. It's terrible. Sort of, conquered is a strong word. I think managed. I got them down overcame. Because they're still somewhat in there. If I don't focus on them for a while, they'll creep back in.
Actually, the reality of it is, even with doing podcasting, I don't think 24-year-old me could do podcasting outside. I don't think having a camera on me and people kind of walking around I don't think I could have actually done that. I would have been very tentative.
No.
I would have gone like, and maybe gone a little bit like self-conscious, and let's just go do it where it's a little bit more hidden away.
Especially when we're wearing stupid shit like this thing.
And like today, we were like, the conversation now is like, let's find where's like the most amount of people that could potentially see us. Like, that's that would not have happened many years ago. I guess that's the sort of stuff that we talk about when we say overcame things.
But to get to his question, where to find the time? So I
make the time.
Exactly. I used to work in the mines, engineer. Saved up a bunch of money from that, and I'm sort of coasting at the moment. So I'm neither gaining nor losing assets, which is nice. So that's just from investment wise.
Living in perpetual. Bliss.
I'm in. And so which gives me all the time to do the stuff I love.
Whatever you want.
Podcasting, learning languages, doing handstands, reading books, meditating, blah blah blah, like whatever, going down the thing that captures my interest for the moment. So
exactly.
At the moment it's German and cryptocurrencies. What will that be like in a year's time? I don't know.
Who knows? Exactly.
Doesn't really matter.
Exactly.
So so I do not work for a living with a job. We were discussing this last night, how I definitely have some. Maybe we'll save that for a podcast.
I think
episode.
so. Yeah, that was a very interesting conversation that was happening.
Yeah, that was fun. So thank you. Anyway, thank you, the Slav. For sending that through. Much appreciated.